Hey, everybody, and welcome back to For the Booze.
For the Booze.
For the Booze.
Again, once again, back after a long time. Ever since we took vacation, we can't seem to get it back together.
I know. We usually record like one a week, and we've been skipping and then drowning ourselves, doubling up.
That's
yay.
Right. We're making it happen. That's all that matters. Hey, I know some podcasts who do every other week schedule, so whatever. We're not that far off.
Yeah, but that's not what we do.
I know. We'll get it back together here. No more messing around. We got this now. I want to go ahead and start off with like we normally do, and we're going to go ahead and play a podcast promo from somebody.
Yeah.
This is a show that I actually listen to, and I'm a pretty big fan of.
Yes.
She started joining in on the Wednesday Spaces. Hopefully, you'll get to come in there.
I know. I'm hoping to be able to take off of work this week.
Sweet.
So yeah.
But her name is Ashley, and she is from the Lullaby. I always want to say either the Fear Podcast or Lullaby. It's Lullaby, the Fear Podcast, and it runs parallel with us. She does a lot more true crimes. She covers a lot of serial killers and stuff, which love it.
I know.
But if you ever want to talk to her, you just come in the Wednesday Spaces with me and Rick from Maximum Oddities, and there's a whole bunch of awesome people you can come and meet and talk to. But
if it's dark, twisted, and mysterious, then I want to dissect every possible explanation as to why it is. I want to understand the dark psychology of the most dangerous serial killers, from the day they were born to the moment they snapped. I want to examine every cryptic conspiracy and even delve into the haunted paranormal. Join me, Ashley Lana, as I explore the obscure. This is Lullaby the Fear Podcast. Sweet dreams are made of these.
Dang, that sounded creepy.
It's pretty creepy.
I like that.
She does a really good job at what she does. The research is really good, and it's very dark.
Yeah,
it's very dark. I think that's why I like it, because we're not necessarily dark. We try to cover a lot of history and factual, which she does, but she gets a little more gory.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that to the professionals. And if anybody wants to hear a funny adult story about me and Megan on her podcast, you can go listen to her most recent one. But if you're going to get upset about adult situations, don't listen to it.
It's funny.
But it's pretty funny. But anyways, on to our show. We still have to touch on, we got listener stories, and we haven't really, well, we've done them. But I've been saving these because these are pretty good. And these were, I think, 3 episodes ago from Dawn. Her name was Dawn. And she shared a few stories with us.
Yes.
So we're going to hear another one from her. She says, okay, my husband and I are both on disability now. But when we moved in here, I was not. So money was very tight. Soon we scrapped metal, copper, and aluminum. Whatever, just to get enough for like a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk. So I'm sitting outside under the canopy, stripping something, and my husband had gone inside. Now, you have to picture our canopy. We had tarps dropped over the sides because my husband is photosensitive, and we had to keep the sunlight down. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and I saw someone walk by the tarps. There was a gap between. I didn't think much of it, so I started talking to my husband. Then I hear something and look up, and it's my husband walking out the back door. I got up, I walked around the canopy because I saw someone clear as day. I told him that I thought it was him until I realized the man just wasn't tall enough. My husband is about 6'2". She's about 5'3", she says. He asked me to describe him, and I did the best since it was just a glimpse. And he was taller than me, but not that tall. I can't really remember anything else about what he looked like since it was 12, 13 years ago. But at the time, who I described to my husband, he said it sounded like his grandfather. They used to live there, and he passed away right in the front yard. Another time, a couple of years later, I was staring out the window and I saw an apparition. It wasn't solid. It was white, kind of smoky, and it was only the top half. I asked my husband if someone was out there, and he looked and he didn't find anyone. She says, "These are the only apparitions I've seen. Activities are many, but there are several that my husband witnessed with me. He tries to explain them away because he misses most of what I see or hear, and he wants to so bad." I guess she's trying to say he wants to like see and hear them, but I guess he doesn't. Yeah. So Thank you, Dawn.
Creepy.
Another good story.
Could you imagine just sitting there and like thinking somebody walked by, but it definitely wasn't?
No,
you were like,
I would have a problem with that.
What?
Nope.
Oh,
I would have a big problem with that because
Yeah.
I don't want people walking around where they're not supposed to be, because it's only one of two things: either somebody who's not supposed to be in my house is here, or somebody who's not supposed to be here is here.
Yeah.
So either way, it's the same thing. I get it.
Yeah. Oh my God. No way.
But good stories. I think we still have one more from her too.
Oh,
we've been
3?
Yeah, she sent 3.
Nice.
We've got a few more stories coming in. I know this.
Well, I look forward to that.
We still haven't announced one more thing. I forgot. 2 more things. Jeez, I forgot we had so much to go through over the beginning of this.
Yes.
What do you have?
I have an important bulletin.
Hold on, bulletin. That's all I got for a bulletin.
Okay.
Sorry.
Important bulletin. So everyone, please listen. Our beloved Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That was one of the very first episodes that we did. A place that we absolutely love. A place that has been listened to on our episode
Over 200 times.
a lot.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that everyone else loves Waverly Hills as well. So Stephen came across this article, and so I wanted to read a little bit of it to you. So it is from WHAS 11 staff, which I'm assuming is a news group. And it says, "It has been an ongoing dispute this weekend from April 10th, Fans of the paranormal turned to protest. They are claiming that the Waverly Hills Historical Society, a nonprofit started by Charlie Mattingly, is trying to take the building away from him. The Historical Society filed a lawsuit against Mattingly and the group, claiming they are seeking taxpayer money to help with the property. If we allow this to happen, we are going to lose Waverly Hills the way we see it now. It won't be the same," Keith Turner, a protester, said. The Historical Society said they signed a 99-year lease agreement 5 years ago with Mattingly, following an IRS investigation into him and the nonprofit for inappropriate use of funds. The society said they also had to make changes to the leadership board of the nonprofit. The owner of Waverly Hills Sanatorium has not been forced out. The Historical Society has a lease with the owner and continues to fulfill our agreement. The Historical pays for all expenses and costs associated with the property and has been doing so for nearly 2 decades. They say their mission is preserving, restoring, and educating the public about the building and its history. The Waverly Hills Historical Society said they still allow public visits to conduct paranormal investigations, but they need help. They need legal help.
They need donations.
They need donations to keep this place running and save Waverly Hills from turning away from what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, potentially one day being torn down or just being messed with or locking everybody out.
Yep.
We donated.
We did. We both signed the petition, so there is a petition going around on change.org.
There is, so get out there, make sure you sign that thing.
Yes, and we posted it on our Facebook page as well if you just want to go ahead and click a quick link, or you can go and look for it yourself. But if something needs to happen.
Yeah, make sure everybody goes out and does it.
You don't even have to donate, sign,
even
whatever.
Even if you don't plan on ever going there.
Yep.
And just to keep keep everybody else being able to go there to investigate and get new evidence and everything. So it's very important. It is probably one of, if maybe not the biggest, paranormal spot, the most activity it's got some history. So let's not let it fall to the wayside, and let's get everybody doing their part.
Let's save Waverly Hills.
Save Waverly Hills.
Yes,
Save Waverly Hills.
yes,
Save
yes.
Waverly Hills. Okay. All right. So we have to move on. So we're going to get into this episode. And what are we doing?
We are doing a listener suggestion.
We are from the Great Southern Trendkill. I will definitely forever be able to remember that because it's Pantera.
So someone that goes by the name the Great Southern Trendkill, I could not get that out, requested that we do St. Albans Sanatorium.
Straight up. I don't remember where the suggestion came in from. I want to say it was from like an iTunes review or something to that effect.
Okay.
I don't remember. I just remember getting it. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do St. Albans Sanitorium.
I'm excited.
I'm pretty excited. This is one that I never really knew a whole lot about. Mm-hmm. So I get to learn some stuff.
It's not big. Like I knew there'd been.
Oh, it's pretty well known, but I just didn't really
paranormal people that have gone there, but it wasn't like this big huge thing,
I just never really followed it too much because I don't know. I don't know why. I just didn't. I think it became more popular in recent pop culture. Honestly,
yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure. But first, I'd like to thank a few websites that I used to find this information, such as atlasobscura.com, onlyinyourstate.com, WDBJ7.com, which I'm pretty sure is like a local news website. Mm-hmm. And of course, the ever reliable, almighty Wikipedia.com.
How did I know?
I love Wikipedia. Sitting atop a hill in the small southwest Virginia city of Radford, St. Albans Sanatorium has entered the spotlight as one of the most prolific sites for paranormal activity on the East Coast. The building, which once operated as a boys' school and later as a sanatorium for the mentally ill, has been empty for many years, but it is far from silent. In 1892, the St. Albans School for Boys was founded by a man named George W. Miles, who served as headmaster of the school. Miles founded the school after 10 years as a professor at Emory and Henry College at the age of just 30. Built to accommodate 50 boys in order to prepare them for university or business, the school was founded on the premise that the boys have an educational home away from the temptations and distractions of the city. St. Albans buildings were built in the colonial style with wide verandas and white columns. Being a new school with high hopes of bringing up strong and intelligent young men, the hallways of this highly competitive academy were filled with uninhibited laughter of jokes between schoolmates. But inside the tidy brick building, painful cries of bullying and cruel hazing rituals could also be heard. It is said that the school's faculty turned a blind eye to the abuse. Sometimes they even encouraged it. The smallest boys fared the worst, with teachers insisting that the physical and psychological torture would toughen them up as they grow into men. The school's rough reputation, along with the dark and dreary experiences of pupils, ended 21 years later as the doors closed and the halls fell quiet. I've read a lot of stuff, and it was... They wanted them to bully each other. They wanted to create an aggressively competitive environment.
Just to make them tough? I mean, come on, man. There's other ways to do things.
This is a long time ago.
I mean, I get
this is
that.
over 100 years ago.
I get that.
But yes, they thought it would make them stronger in some way. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Now, much has been learned about the historic school through the yearbooks it left behind. Named the Promus, its chief aim was to present the athletic records of the school. Radford University has in its special collections volumes of the Promus for the years of 1893 to 1904, excluding the year 1897 to 1898. These copies were donated by a man named James P. King, M.D., throughout the 1970s. Presumably, Dr. King came across these issues of the Promus while serving as medical director of St. Albans Sanatorium, which he retired from in 1976. There is also the assumption he may have inherited the property on the death of his father, the founder of the sanatorium,